Hey, y'all, Alyece Smith here, and welcome to the Socially Ausome podcast, where we empower mompreneurs to implement simple social media strategies into their businesses and elevate their online presence. I'm a mompreneur of three, an affiliate marketer, a network marketer, an influencer, a social media marketing agency owner, and your personal guru. I am here to give you tips, tricks, and tools that you need to build your social media business. Let's dive in. Hey guys, welcome back to the Socially Ausome channel. Alyece Smith here. I am very excited to talk about this topic today because most would not expect this topic from me because I am the social media guru, right? I'm certified social media marketing expert, branding strategist, business strategist, high performance coach, certified master coach, all things social media. Like I live, eat, sleep, breathe it. I study it. I want to know how to make it better, how to utilize it for my business. But I'll tell you, it is so incredibly important to set healthy social media boundaries. So we're going to talk about that today. And this, like I said, this is not a topic people would expect from me. It is something that I have really tried to implement in 2023. I will not speak to 2022 because I had zero boundaries in my business and I made myself physically ill a lot of times by just people pleasing. I was very scared that if I set up a boundary, I would lose business. I would lose a customer, and that would mean losing income for my family. And that meant I would go out of business tomorrow. Like I took things to the total extreme. But I want you to know it is so important to set these healthy boundaries. So I have a love-hate relationship with social media. I'm going to tell you. It's hard to create those boundaries. I love keeping up with my friends and family all over the world, my customers, my clients, my team. But it isn't always a positive force in the world. Although I try to keep mine super positive. I try to only, connect with people that are positive. If I see negativity or toxicity on my feed, I'm like, block, delete, goodbye. Like I don't have time for that in my life. But I've personally noticed, social media becoming more of a problem sometimes in my household because my husband is not a social media person. He's not into it at all. And it's very easy to get sucked into the scroll hole. And then my kids are, mom. And I'm like, 5 more minutes. Like it's very, very easy. And especially when you do it for a living because I'm always on it. So you kind of have that excuse of, well, I'm working. Well, I didn't start this business so I could work 24/7. So setting those boundaries will hold yourself accountable of, hey, this is important piece of my life, important piece of my business, but it's not the most important thing in my life. So when I noticed myself just grabbing my phone mindlessly and just scrolling all the time, either with boredom, awkwardness, anxiety, silence, just my kids were occupied, so I had to find something to do. I had to say, okay, this is time for me to step back. It also got to a point where I was responding to people so quickly because it's at my fingertips, right? No matter where I'm at, my phone is with me. And I would respond to people so quickly that were inquiring about working with me. Some of them were just asking questions they could Google. Like, what time does your local Walmart open? Like, what? Why is that a question for me, right? But it happens. And so answering them so quickly, people got used to that response time. So then when I was at the ball field with my kids, or I decided to go to bed at 8:30, or not being by my phone for 5 minutes, people were getting upset. Like, you're ignoring me, or hello, did you get my last message? Or like, it had been an hour. And people were like, did you get my last message? No, not yet. I'll get to it when I get to it, right? So I really had to say, okay, enough is enough. My time is important. My time is valuable. And my children deserve the most of me. So I've got to really set those boundaries. So I am not going to sit here and say that I figured out the perfect balance between real life and online life because I have not. But I have found some tips that help me, and I want to share those with you today. So the first thing is do a social audit. Every few months, take a little bit of a time out of your day, out of your month, whatever. You remember a couple years ago on Netflix when Marie Kondo was like, and I might have said her name wrong. I apologize, Marie. But she's like, is this bringing you joy? Is this bringing you joy? Is it bringing you joy? The goal is to help you figure out if it's worth following a specific account anymore. Are you checking the same person's story 10 times a day to see if they hit that rank yet? Like, are you obsessed in their story so much that it's taking over your own? Is it causing you imposter syndrome? Think about it, right? Who are you paying attention to the most? Avoid performative posts. So it's incredibly easy for us to like curate this perfect social media feed. And I'm not advocating for mindlessly posting, but what I'm encouraging you to do is post the things that you enjoy and stop worrying about your audience performance. Now, I highly believe in a social media strategy. That is like number one. Obviously, that's what I do for a living. But if you're posting something just because you think it's going to get more likes and it's not really something you enjoy, you're going to feel that imposter syndrome. Okay. You're going to feel like this really didn't do me any good, because what's going to happen is you're going to get 1,000 likes like you hoped, but no sales, no business, no connections, no conversations. And then you're going to have that drop off, that immediate like high, because I got 1,000 likes, and then, but nothing came out of it. There was no success from it, nothing, so you're going to have that up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down feeling. So for me, there's different platforms, of course, but Instagram's kind of where I post my stories. I document my memories. I interact with people, but my Facebook is where I'm going to share my most valuable content. And sometimes you'll see you'll see the same content on both, but I know that, Instagram, if it doesn't perform the way I want it to, that's okay. I do that because I enjoy it, right? I don't do that for the performative posts. Take a break. My last piece of big advice is take a break. So before I got back in network marketing, so in January of this year, I was like stepped out of network marketing. I wasn't sure if I was going to start with a new company. I didn't know if I was getting out of the industry completely. And I put my phone away for the whole days on Saturday and most of Sunday, honestly. Sundays, I really like to spend Sundays at home, if possible. Occasionally we have things to do on Sunday, but I like to spend it at home, preparing for the following week, because it sets me up for success to be prepared for the next week. So I would maybe like do some content planning. I might check some emails. Like, I love to start my inbox on Monday with like no emails. So Sunday nights, sometimes I'll work a little bit on Sunday nights, and I'm okay with that because it's the schedule that I've curated. I take time out throughout the week to bring my kids to piano, t-ball practice. I might get groceries during the week. So like, I take bits and pieces of personal time throughout the week because I own this business and I can create it however I want. So I don't mind spending a couple hours on Sunday to prepare me to be able to take that time and not cause myself anxiety through the week. So Sundays for me are sometimes working days, but I really, really would take my phone and set it like on the nightstand in my room. I would not put my watch on, because my watch is the worst. You'll see me do like this, right? Because it's a connection to my phone. People were like, where did you go? I still posted that day. I was still present. I was still consistent, but I wasn't answering DMs. And I started letting people know on Monday when I came back. My apologies for the delay, but I've chosen to not be a messenger on the weekends. Now, I got back into network marketing. I'm in this excitement craze right now. I'm in the building phase. So I am a messenger on the weekends again, okay? But I still scroll through and pick. I am working on this business today. My agency is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So I will scroll right past it because I'm not working that business that day. And that's okay, because I've set that boundary. It's in my contracts. My clients know up front, this is when I work on this content. This is when I work on this, this project. And on Saturdays and Sundays, I give it to my network marketing team. And that boundary of being able to take off one hat and put on another has been huge for me. And it has made me feel I don't have the anxiety and the guilt I would feel about like not responding to people. Why would I feel guilty for that? I don't know, but I know you know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. You feel guilty when it takes you more than an hour to get back to people. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, they'll send me a message and be like, especially with those Walmart questions, they'll send me a message, be like, never mind, figured it out. Sometimes you got to let people think on their own. I'm just saying. So set those boundaries. It's okay. It's your business. It's your life. You can create it the way you want. No one said you need to be on 24/7. So I hope that this episode brought you value. I hope you will set these boundaries going into your business and your life. Please take a screenshot. share it in your stories and tag me, Alyece Smith, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, wherever you're going to put this. Tag me. I would love to share it to my audience, help you with your own audience growth. If you're not already in our community, Socially Awesome Entrepreneurs, check the show notes below. Make sure you get in there. We have weekly tips, tricks, and trainings to help you grow your business online. I would love it if you would leave the podcast a review. That is the biggest compliment you can give. It helps us make sure that we're reaching the right people, the people that need to hear our message. And until next time, make it simple, make it social, and make it awesome. Bye, guys. Hey, thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I'm Alyece Smith, your host, and let me tell you how you can get a free social media audit from me. Make sure that your profile is optimized and you're ready to build. Take a screenshot of you listening to this episode, throw it in your stories and tag me. You can find my handle in the show notes. I will share it to my entire audience, and you will be entered to win one of the 5 free audits that I'll be doing every single month. Number 2, if you found any value out of this episode or any of my episodes at all, please feel free to leave a review. It is the best compliment you can give. Lastly, make sure you check out the link to get into my free community, Socially Awesome Entrepreneurs. It's in the show notes. We go live in there weekly with guest trainings and more. Until next time, make it simple, make it social, and make it awesome.